Let's talk about the quiet frustration that millions of men over 50 feel, but rarely speak about. The moments of intimacy that are now filled with anxiety instead of confidence. I'm talking about your erections, that feeling that your own body is letting you down. If you're experiencing this, listen to me. You are not alone, and it is not a personal failing. My name is Dr. Eleanor Vance. As a doctor of medical science and a practicing urologist for over a decade, I've had this exact conversation with thousands of men. They think their only option comes from a pharmacy. But today, I'm offering you a different solution, one based in biology and mechanics. I'm going to teach you 5 specific stretches designed to address the root physical causes of weaker erections. This isn't a magic pill, it's a manual for taking back control. So if you're ready, let's begin. Before we get to the stretches, you need to understand the powerful why behind them. An erection is a feat of hydraulics. Arousal sends a signal for arteries to open and muscles to relax, allowing blood to rush into the penis. But to get hard and stay hard, that blood has to be trapped under pressure. The master controller for this is a group of muscles at the base of your torso, your pelvic floor. Think of it less like a simple hammock and more like a sophisticated hydraulic gate system. It stretches from your pubic bone to your tailbone, supporting your organs and controlling blood flow. When your mind sends an arousal signal, the inflow gates of this system must relax and open wide. Then, to create firmness, the outflow gates must contract to squeeze the veins and trap the blood. Here's the problem that develops over decades. Our lifestyle, sitting at a desk, driving, chronic stress, causes this hydraulic system to malfunction. It becomes both weak and tight. A weak floor can't generate enough clamping force, so the outflow gates are leaky. A tight floor, which is just as common, constricts the arteries in the first place, meaning the inflow gates are stuck partially closed. This tightness is often a direct result of psychological stress, which floods your body with adrenaline and cortisol, hormones that cause muscles, including your pelvic floor, to clench instinctively. The solution is to restore this system to its factory settings, both strong and flexible. That is the entire goal of these 5 stretches. First, the pelvic lift, which you might know as a Kegel. The key is doing it with precision. The goal is to isolate and lift only the pelvic floor. Imagine you are trying to stop the flow of urine. That upward internal pull is the exact muscle we want. A common mistake is using your glutes or abs. If you feel your buttocks clenching hard or your stomach tightening, you've gone too far. The feeling is internal and subtle. Imagine trying to pick up a single blueberry with just that muscle. That's the level of finesse you're aiming for. It's about control, not brute force. Also, do not hold your breath. Breathe normally. Holding your breath increases internal pressure and makes it harder to isolate the muscle. The relaxation phase is just as important as the squeeze. It trains the muscle to release, which is crucial for maximizing that initial blood flow. Next, the seated butterfly stretch to open the hips. Years in a chair shortens the muscles of your inner thighs and groin. This chronic tightness constantly pulls on your pelvic floor, contributing to that restrictive tension that chokes off blood flow. Sit on the floor, bring the soles of your feet together, and let your knees fall open. Don't flap your knees. This is a sustained, static stretch. If your back rounds significantly, place a folded blanket under your hips. This elevation tilts your pelvis forward, making it much easier to keep your spine straight and isolate the stretch in your groin where it belongs. Breathing deeply here is non-negotiable. Deep, slow breaths signal your nervous system to switch from fight or flight to rest and digest, which is essential for muscular release and healthy erectile function. Third, the primal squat. This is a fundamental human resting posture that we've completely lost. The nerves that control erectile function exit from your lower spine and sacrum. Chronic sitting can compress this area. The primal squat helps to create space, physically decompressing these vital neural pathways. Stand in front of a sturdy chair for support. Feet wider than your shoulders. Slowly lower your hips down, holding the support as needed. A common error is letting your heels lift off the ground. If they do, you're putting too much pressure on your knees. Widen your stance, point your toes out a bit more, or simply don't go as low. Your body will open up with time. At the bottom, just hang out. Let your pelvis feel heavy. This position lengthens the pelvic floor, creates space in the hip joints, and decompresses the lower back, countering all the negative effects of a day spent sitting. Fourth is the cat-cow stretch. Your lower back, your nervous system, and your pelvic function are all one integrated system. Tension in your back equals tension in your pelvis. Think of this stretch as flossing for your spine. The movement hydrates the discs in your lower back. A healthy, mobile spine allows the nerves that govern arousal to fire without interference. Come onto your hands and knees. As you inhale, drop your belly and lift your chest. As you exhale, round your spine up, tucking your chin and tailbone. Move slowly and deliberately. The benefits come from the mind-muscle connection and the rhythmic flow, not from rushing. This gentle rocking of the pelvis stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest state that is required for arousal to occur. It's like a reset button for a stressed nervous system. Finally, the happy baby pose. This pose is so powerful because it puts the pelvic floor in a position of complete passive release, something it rarely experiences. Lie on your back and pull your knees toward your chest. Grab the outsides of your feet, keeping your shins perpendicular to the floor. The goal is to let your lower back and sacrum rest heavily on the floor. Don't let your tailbone lift up. If you feel any pinching in your hips, try holding onto your shins or even the back of your thighs instead of your feet. The goal isn't to pull down hard. It's to use the weight of your own legs to create a gentle, sustained stretch that directly counteracts the clenching habit we develop from stress. This teaches the pelvic floor to fully let go, allowing maximum blood flow when you need it most. There you have it. 5 scientifically backed movements. This is your daily maintenance, your physical therapy for sexual health. But let's be clear, these stretches are a powerful tool, not a total cure. They are most effective when you support them with a healthy lifestyle. Remember, what's good for your heart is good for your erections. That means cardiovascular exercise. When you do cardio, your blood vessels produce a miracle molecule called nitric oxide. This is the very same molecule that medications for ED promote. You can literally help your body produce its own version by going for a 30-minute brisk walk. On the diet side, think of watermelon, which is a natural source of L-citrulline, an amino acid your body converts to nitric oxide. For stress, try a technique called box breathing anytime you feel tense. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. Just 1 minute of this can shift your entire nervous system out of stress mode. Of course, for some men, medication is still a valid and important part of the solution. Never be ashamed to have that conversation with your doctor. But what you've learned today is a profound form of self-reliance. It puts the power back in your hands. Consistency is your greatest ally. Make this 15-minute routine a non-negotiable part of your day. This isn't just about reclaiming an act. It's about reclaiming a fundamental part of your identity and your connection with your partner. It's about showing up fully in the most intimate moments of your life. That promise of connection, of confident intimacy, does not have to be a thing of the past. By understanding and working with your body, you can actively rebuild that strength, reignite that spark, and turn that flickering light back into a powerful, steady beacon. Thank you for taking this time for yourself today. If this video was helpful, please do me a favor and click that like button, subscribe for more evidence-based men's health advice, and share it. You never know who in your life might be struggling silently and could use this information. And please leave a comment below. I'd love to know which of these stretches you're going to try first. Take care of yourselves and be well.